At the halfway point. Are you guys still there? Is Howard still conscious? Yeah. Okay, let me tell you the thing that happened to me this week it never happened to me before. I was playing Apex Legends, right? And I'm one of the people who has a button set for my mic. So I occasionally can, like, tell people, like, hey, what's going on, like, where the enemies are, what I'm doing. And it was Monday, so I was right after my running. So 15 kilometers of running. I usually am very exhausted. And when I'm exhausted or when I'm serious, my voice usually deepens. It just naturally just kind of goes like this, It's just, yeah. I just kind of talk with less energy, and it's just a bit more bass to my voice. I don't do it on purpose; it just happens. It's whenever I'm either like dead serious, or I'm tired or exhausted. So I was playing a game, and I was playing a game with two people. They were friends with each other, and we got the kill on one of the squads that landed with us. And I just like told him, like, I'm on my way. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Reloading. And then at the end, when we defeated him, I just said, nice, nicely done, well done. And then I got immediately in text a comment like, can you say good girl? And I was so taken aback. I was like, I snapped out of it. I was like, where am I? What dimension is this? And I asked him, like, wait, you want me to say good girl to you? And then both of them said yeah, and I was like, wait, you what? And then I said it. I asked him how to say it, and but in me asking how to say it, I basically said it in different ways, just in case, like, one of the ways I said it was not correct. And then immediately got, like, the text, the chat spammed full with like oh my god, oh, I can't focus. And I was like, what is happening? I never in my life had girls fawn over my voice in a game before. I saw it. I've seen clips of ladies going through it. Like the ladies would, like, say something, and the guy would be like, oh, wow, your voice, and then they would just tease you. And this time I was in the driving seat doing the same thing, and I was like, what is this power? What is this? What? So yeah, that happened this week, and I'm very proud of it. I've been thinking about it every day. Empty inside is our next SCP. Oh man, we had like 3 to 4 SCPs that have different formats, like, as in, like, looks to themselves. Upper class Euclid. Special containment procedures. All 14 known copies of SCP-2065 are currently in Foundation custody. They are to be kept in a high-value containment vault on floor 26 of Site 88. Did I ever look at Site 88? That image is familiar, so I did, yeah. Research involving SCP-2065 is currently prohibited. Under no circumstances are copies of SCP-2065 to be reproduced. Any -1 instances in Foundation custody are to be kept in individual standard humanoid containment cells. Under no circumstances are any of -1 instances to be allowed to progress to Stage 3 of SCP-2065's effects. Any -1 instances that fails to maintain its daily caloric intake for any reason is to be reported to the SCP-2065 Project Director. Any -1 instances that are found to be suffering from second or third phase SCP-2065 effects and not part of a current test are to be immediately terminated. This termination should include incineration of all remains associated with -1 instances. Description: SCP-2065 is a book titled Eat Whatever You Want and Still Lose Weight by Christian Pullman. If an individual reads any portion of pages 9 to 23 of SCP-2065, that individual will be converted into an -1 instance. The remainder of SCP-2065's content is superficially similar to most fad diets. Several similarities to the Atkins diet were found, including several pages which appear to be directly lifted from literature on the subject. By the way, can someone explain to me why some of the SCP logs look different? Is that like something you can decide when you write your SCP, or is that like why is this one looking like this? When followed, the advice leads to little to no weight loss and has been observed to lead to an increase in weight. -1 instances undergo 3 distinct phases of SCP-265's effect. They're called themes. Basically, you can put one if you want. I see. I see. So that most people just not pick a theme, and then like some people are like, oh, you know what? The first phase of SCP-265's effect creates an additional requirement of approximately 4,600 calories to maintain the weight of an -1 instance. If this additional caloric requirement is maintained, the -1 instance will suffer from no further anomalous effect. Caloric intake related to this anomalous increase has no effect on -1 instance outside of maintaining the current weight. The volume of caloric intake and measurements of defecation have shown that the additional mass does not continue through the -1 instance's digestive system. Despite attempts at observation, the destination of this additional mass has not been determined. Some people like the classic look. Yeah, I like the classic look as well. But I also understand if you want to experiment with different looks. So if you feed this SCP, the cake SCP that keeps multiplying, you kinda maybe you found the balance. -1 instances that do not maintain their weight through additional caloric intake will begin phase 2 of the SCP-2065's effect. Weight loss associated with SCP-2065 appears to initially target the fat stores of the individual -1 instance. However, weight loss will continue even if there is no longer any fat to draw from, as internal organs begin to act as sources for the continued maintenance of SCP-2065's effect. The epidermis of an -1 instance and most organs contained in the head of an instance remain immune to this effect. During the second phase, -1 instances will lose mobility and suffer from expected problems associated with the loss of organs, as those organs are consumed. Oh no. Instances suffering from second stage effects will not expire regardless of organ loss, though termination via damage to the brain has proven partially successful. Pain medication has only proven partially effective in comforting individuals in this phase, likely due to the degeneration of the majority of organs associated with blood flow. Once internal structure associated with an -1 instance has been consumed, the instance will enter into the third phase of SCP-2065's effect. The remaining skin will become, through means which are currently not understood, capable of independent motion. This motion includes an ability to stand, sit, and jump. In addition, organs located in the skull, including any remaining bone, will become capable of significantly more elasticity than in an unaffected individual. -1 instances in this third phase of effect are generally hostile to living individual. The provision of daily nutrition approximate to the instance previous activity levels and accounting for an additional 14,000 calories has proven sufficient to reduce aggression levels to a manageable point. 14,000 calories. Whoa. -1 instances in the third phase have proven difficult to terminate. And in most cases, application of high levels of heat has been required to permanently terminate an instance. Stage 3-1 instance behavior. Stage 3-1 instances are capable of remarkable stealth. Can you imagine? You see this this enormous fat dude. Are they actually fat? No, they're not. Because it does say eat whatever you want and still lose weight. So it's like, yeah, you stay skinny. So imagine a guy eating a all-you-can-eat buffet, but not enough, and suddenly he just vanishes and possesses strength far in excess of that which would be expected given their lack of musculature. Instances appear to differentiate between living and non-living entities, and will consume any dead or non-living food prior to killing and consuming a living individual if both are present. If not provided with additional caloric intake to suppress their aggressive nature, instances will begin to display predatory behavior. It appears that these instances continue to possess knowledge associated with the individuals prior to their conversions, as they have been shown to operate doors, in at least one case were capable of utilizing a keypad to enter a restricted area. They just fucking break it open. The primary attack of its stage 3-1 instance is often focused on the head of an individual, suffocating victims by forcibly entering the airway via the Following a successful attack, the instance will remove itself from the airway of the victim and begin a process of consumption similar to that found in large snakes, again starting with the head of the victim. Okay. Instances have shown an ability to consume individuals, victims possessing a circumference far beyond what would be expected. This is accomplished through a stretching of their own tissues in a manner which is completely understood, but which allows for consumption of whole human bodies. The digestion process occurs in a manner similar to the consumption of internal organs in a stage 2-1 instance. Unlike a stage 2 instance, this process often leaves no remains. Still here, just working on something else while also listening. Hey, no worries, don't worry. -5 incident report. God, the whole snake, like eating like a snake thing, reminded me of that one story where a woman had a pet snake and it broke out of the out of its like terrarium and then like snuck into her bed, and when she woke up she saw the snake next to her, like fully stretched out next to her, and she thought that the snake came into her bed to like cuddle. But then when she told the veterinarian, like, oh yeah, like my snake broke out of the aquarium, out of the terrarium, and was in my bed, fully stretched out. That's so cute. And the veterinarian was like, that snake was measuring you up. That snake was looking if you could fit inside them. like everybody was like, what? Yeah. Shit's creepy. Love snakes though. Like I don't want a snake around me, but I think snakes are dope looking. I think snakes are actually pretty cool. Not my favorite animal, but I just really think they're awesome. Prior to the establishment of current procedures involving -1 instances, well, here's the thing. There's a lot of things in my life, like Ibiza, for example. We have a snake problem there, and it's a shame that we have to kill them because like they're overpopulating, and there's no like natural enemy there. But I still feel like snakes are cool. That's the thing. A number of stage 3 instances were retained by the Foundation for testing. During a scheduled feeding, a single instance was found to be missing from its holding area. Despite a full-site lockdown, the instance was not recovered for several days. This instance was eventually found in the office of Nicholas Miller behind several locked doors, including at least one that required keypad entry. This instance had consumed several office staff over a period of several minutes. The instance was difficult to remove from the area due to its bulk, and a decision was made to monitor an effect captured once its mass had been reduced through its anomalous nature. Damn, that's fucked. Yeah, like, sadly, some rich bastards decided to transfer some trees to Ibiza that were not native to Ibiza, and it had snake eggs in it, and then the snake, they popped. And then now they're on an island that has no enemies for them, and they just get to reproduce as much as they want because there's no natural enemy. They are eating the the land animal of Ibiza, which is the lizards. So the humans decide to have a bunch of snake traps in the garden because there's just so many of them. However, after several hours, the bulk of this instance had not reduced in a manner that was consistent with previous knowledge of stage 3 instances. Shortly after, a decision to terminate the instance on location through incineration was made and begin to regurgitate several additional -1 instances. All instances made immediate attempts to subdue and consume staff, but were rendered incapable of motion by the response team. All remains were then incinerated, and the containment procedures for -1 instances have been updated to reflect this incident. God damn. My mind was too focused on the snakes, but make sure you feed these motherfuckers. Don't let them be hungry. Just make sure they have food. But otherwise we got a big fat problem.